Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, and Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com. Glad to have you aboard with us here as we get rolling for a new week. What a fun day it's going to be today around the office. LSU, of course, beats Bama. Monday Night Football tonight. Saints, Ravens from the Dome. Really hoping the Saints continue to play well tonight. No Mark Andrews for the Ravens, I think, is massively significant. Darren Waller did not play last week for the Raiders, and that mattered tremendously. Again, I mean, the Saints, with their secondary, trading away C.J. Gardner-Johnson, just injured in that secondary, to have, to have, when you remove a weapon that utilizes the middle of the field like that, it's significant. No Rashad Bateman for the Raiders either. I think I like the Saints defense to keep this thing going a little bit here. And, the offense really, as we've talked about, the offense hasn't been the problem as much as we've talked about it. It's been the narrative because of the quarterbacks and the receivers. But, yeah, I do kind of like the Saints tonight on Monday Night Football. So a couple of minutes late getting started here today. Just finished an interview with Crane & Company. Appreciate those guys, as always, when they have me. Great dudes. So check out their show, Crane & Company, weekday mornings on the Crane & Company YouTube channel. All right, we'll say some good mornings. We'll get rolling here. Trivia Carter, what's up? Tim Gotro, you should have sent Crane & Company $100 to cover the bet. Heck no, man. So if you missed the interview, Blaine Crane bet $100 on Bama. Heck no, man. Lesson learned. Don't bet against some Tigers, bro. Trivia, my voice is still gone. Yeah, mine too, dude. My voice is struggling. My throat is scratchy. I yelled way too much. For someone that uses their voice all the time, I yelled way too much on Saturday. Larry Garner, Trav504, what's up? Joseph Feltwell, is Marcus Williams playing tonight? He's been hurt. Let me check. Good point. You got the return of Marcus Williams to the Dome. Here we go. Inactives. Let's see. Mark Andrews is out. Nope. Williams is good. DeMarcus Robinson, Malik Harrison, Patrick McCarry, and Marcus Peters are questionable for the game. But Andrews is the only one that's out. Wendell Norman, Jonathan, good morning. Need the Hudco jingle to celebrate the win Saturday. Go Tigers. You know what? It's early in the show, but who am I to disappoint? You want the Hudco jingle. You want the Matt Shuffle. Here we go. Kelly Groves, Todd Harris, Hunter Eilers, good morning. Love the reaction at Whiskey and Wine after the 2-point conversion. It was great, man. Bubba Tatum, Jeremy Sagely, Ryan, Amanda Guidry, Kerry Hughes, good morning. How was Crane & Company? It was good. I like those guys so much, man. Got to know them 2 summers ago at SEC Media Days. Met all of them there. They do a great job. So, good, fun, honest conversation, man. Like them a lot. So, yeah, it was good. Cody Diblin, morning, Matt. Can we go ahead and call Josh Williams the best running back on the team? He just always seems to get positive yardage. I would say, so you'd have to define best, but he is a super valuable part of the team in that, Cody, in that he runs hard and gets positive yardage. Absolutely. He will willingly block in the backfield. And if you look at overtime on Jay Daniels' touchdown run, Josh Williams is the one who he's trailing Daniels along the line of scrimmage. And when he sees Daniels about to turn the corner, he takes an angle to go block in front of Jaden. And he kind of goes airborne and gets like a Superman block on a guy downfield and knocks him down. And that's what sprung Jade Daniels for the last 10 yards or so. So, yeah, I mean, what he does for the team is incredibly valuable. Absolutely. I mean, he's not a guy that's likely going to have an NFL career, but, excuse me, Emery and Armani Goodwin are just more athletic, explosive players that have a skill set you look for at the next level. But, boy, his value to this team is high. Kelly Presley, Chase Pellegrin, Scott DeVille. Good morning from Texas. All right, Scott DeVille. Where are we? Todd Harris. LSU was not intimidated by the Bama brand. The biggest difference with Alabama now and what they were is on the line of scrimmage. We talked about it so much last week. You know, every yard, it used to be so hard. Every yard was so hard to come by against Bama. But the big difference is, man, like those interior players, A'Shawn Robinson, Jerron Reed, Jonathan Allen. Look, Will Anderson and Dallas Turner are magnificent. And they created a lot of trouble for LSU. LSU got sacked 6 times. There were 11 TFLs. I mean, Bama created some problems for LSU. But LSU sack-adjusted rushing yards, meaning if you take away the negative yardage from the sacks, LSU ran the ball for 200 yards on Saturday. I mean, Fournette ran it 15 times for 30 yards in 2015. That's Leonard Fournette. And that's the biggest difference, you know, between what Bama was and what they are. Greg Phillips, let's see, Ryan, I bet T-Bob don't have those moves. Probably not. Matthew Garner, excited to gently and politely remind Alabama coworkers of the events this weekend. Nice. Jason Cooper, good morning. Stuart Reitmeyer, good morning. Women's basketball tonight, packed to PMAC. Candidly, I will be watching Monday Night Football tonight. But, yes, go Lady Tigers. Go get a win. Jerry Fontenot, Quentin Brakebill, Craig Duga. It is basketball week, Craig. The Matt McMahon era does tip off on Wednesday. Bubba Smith, Nick Bradley Hole, Eric Gullett, Eric Gilbert, Jake Johnson, Mason Taylor all day. Yeah, man, when you think about that position last year, I mean, you were using Cole Taylor, help me. Mashburn, Jack Mashburn, you know, former high school quarterback, walk-on playing tight end, and then a receiver in Jack Besh playing tight end. I mean, you were dire there last year, you know. And, of course, Jake Johnson, who was supposed to be part of this class, flips to A&M. But Mason Taylor as a freshman sure looks like he belongs, doesn't he? Exciting what the next 3 years are going to bring for him. Paul Losey, what's up? Courtney Storr, agree 100% about Josh Williams, unselfish player. Also love Will Campbell and Emory Jones, smart players. Yeah, Courtney, if you look at what stabilized this season for LSU, I would tell you there's 2 things. It was finding the right combo on the offensive line. So Charles Turner at center, the 2 freshman tackles, right? So remember, Emory Jones wasn't the starter at the start of the season at right tackle. But finding your offensive line combination has allowed everything else to fall into place. And then defensively, it's the creativity with how they found a way to get Harold Perkins on the field with B.J. Ojolari. That's been the biggest difference. You know, because it's allowed you to do everything that you want to do. Craig, any postseason ban rumors? You think we get scholarship sanctions? It was a witch hunt for the general. Hope it's whatever happens, it's not major. Craig, I'm not sure if you saw, man, but Louisville got their ruling, and they were spared postseason ban. And the head coaches didn't get show cause. The assistant coaches did, but by and large, they spared the programs. Now, Cincinnati got a postseason ban, and that's my assumption is LSU will, but no word on that yet. So, Skip, what's up, man? Bookie rooms in Atlanta. Someone asked, where was that? It was sorry. Someone asked early thoughts on the Arkansas game. I saw it, and now I don't see it. My apologies. But somebody asked me. Sorry. The thing, listen, LSU's better than Arkansas. I mean, flatly. Arkansas struggles to throw the ball. But they obviously have a dynamic quarterback that can run in KJ Williams. But you want to play this game in the phone booth, that perfectly pairs what LSU can do and does well. So Arkansas offensively doesn't really worry me. And Arkansas's secondary is one of the worst in the country. So LSU should win this game and win it easily. The line's 3. LSU favored by 3. But the spot is what worries me. Arkansas, they beat Auburn. They're looking ahead to LSU. Here comes Liberty, who's good. We told you that on Friday. I mean, I had a big bet on Liberty in this game. And Arkansas was napping, and Liberty popped them. LSU, meanwhile, coming off a huge emotional win over Bama, and now you got to go on the road and play an angry Arkansas team at 11 a.m. in Fayetteville. You better come ready to play. Otherwise, that could get uncomfortable in a hurry. Let's see. Tim Gotra. Let's see. Hunter Broadhead. Larry Garner. Trav504. Good morning. Wendell Norman. Jesse Brown. Morning, Matt. Thought key play in the LSU game was 3rd and 7 when Williams got the clutch run leading to the Taylor touchdown. It was huge. And that was a play. We talked about it a bit yesterday. It was 3rd and 7. And Williams got a 14-yard run. And some people are like, man, it's a ballsy call to call a run on 3rd and 7. No, it's the right call because in that situation, you're down 4. You need a touchdown. You have 4 down. So instead of throwing and risking an incomplete pass and then having 4th and 7 when you have to throw, you run to try to make it 4th and manageable, 4th and 3. Or so it's where you could run or pass. But Josh Williams got a 14-yard run and took care of it himself. So that was a huge play in the game. Spurge, Marcus Washington, what's up? Brad, David, Matt, a family member that planned a wedding the Saturday of the SEC Championship game. They thought there was no way LSU would be playing in that game. That's tough. Hang on one second. Drew's backpacks, people. I'll be right back. I'm not done. We'll do about 5 more minutes. I'll be right back. As always, just shut the Brock. Vendors Orthopedic Clinic. You know, Peter's go to Brock. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Need a roof, call Hudco. And Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com. If you have pain, book a session with Crystal Poche over at Restored Motions. Greg Self, Weston Weaver. Curious who you would crown player of the game from Saturday. Hard to go against Jaden Daniels. He was your leading rusher. He accounted for 280 of your yards. I mean, it was incredible. Jameis's legs, sorry. Scone, could you explain why the non-turnover out of bounds play was called for Bama, not LSU? Yes, because when a player out of bounds touches the ball, the ball is dead immediately. Football, look, it was an awful technicality, but I understand they made the right call. It's just an awful technicality, and I hate it because it's not the intent of the rule. The intent of the rule is, football has boundaries. You can't run out of bounds, right? You run out of bounds and try to come back in and participate, you're participating illegally. So that's why, like, if a receiver runs out of bounds, comes back in, he can't be the first to touch the ball. That's illegal touching. If you're a defender and you run out of bounds and you don't get back into the field of play quickly, that's, I believe they call it sportsmanlike conduct for that. So let's say hypothetically you fumble the football and you go out of bounds. Well, if you come back in and try to pick it up and advance it, well, the ball's dead on the spot because you went out of bounds. So that's what happened. Had they determined Greg Brooks was possessing the ball, then it wouldn't have mattered that Cameron Latu touched the ball. But what they said was that Greg Brooks didn't possess it yet. He was starting to possess it when Latu touched the ball, and because Latu was out of bounds, it was a dead ball. Now, I don't think Cameron Latu had any awareness in that moment that he was out of bounds and he was trying to kill the football. I think he just fumbled and was trying to reach in and jar the ball free. Sucks. It just sucks. I mean, it was a very, very unfortunate thing to happen in a big moment in a close ball game. Let's see. Marcus Williams went to IR on October the 10th. So, yeah, no, he would, he would be out still. Yep, he would be out. Good call. Arthur Blanchard, morning, Matt. Excellent game. Did not see nor hear Bama Anderson called what held offensive line. He had 2 tackles, 1 sack. The 1 sack was, it was the one play where he really kind of whipped Will Campbell. And it was one play before the John Emery touchdown. So, great job to bounce back after that. Chris Nelson, morning, Matt. Tigers with inspirational football on Saturday. Give me your chances. Tigers make the playoff. Yeah, Chris, if LSU wins out, I think they're in as a 2-loss team because they will have beaten Bama. At the time, top 10 Ole Miss. And really, you'd beat undefeated number 1 ranked Georgia in the SEC championship. Clemson losing helps because what would have been a bad scenario for LSU would have been if you would have had undefeated Big Ten champ, undefeated ACC champ, undefeated Big 12 champ, and then 1-loss Pac-12 champ Oregon, who maybe would beat 1-loss USC in their conference championship game. And in that instance, I think a 2-loss LSU would have been left out. But Clemson losing essentially eliminates that possibility. So let's assume Ohio State, Michigan winner wins the Big Ten undefeated therein. If TCU goes undefeated, wins the Big 12 therein, and then that leaves 2 spots. 2-loss SEC champ LSU would be, and then the question would be, do you put 1-loss non-SEC champ Georgia, 1-loss Tennessee, who didn't win the East, or 1-loss Pac-12 champion Oregon or USC in? That would be the question. Sean Comiskey, I was having a discussion with my dad. Do you think if an LSU player goes to decapitate Bryce Young and misses, the refs would have called a targeting penalty? No. I mean, there was no contact made. It's why they threw the flag and picked it up. I mean, I don't know the rule. Like, he launched, but he didn't make contact. So, I mean, the rule is forcible contact to the head or neck area. Didn't make contact. So, I mean, I guess it was the targeting. Weird. Didn't know a roofing song could get you so hype. Who dat? Lance Bradford, what's up? Brian Penton, good morning. I think Kelly is the second coming of Saban. Now, Brian, I would say it to you this way. I mean, you got to remember, when Nick Saban got hired, he was 40s, maybe early mid-40s when he got hired at LSU. Brian Kelly's 60 years old. So, Brian Kelly's already been a head coach for 30 years, 32 years. So it's not the second coming of that. Nick Saban is the greatest coach ever. So you don't need to compare it in those terms. But what's fair to say is Brian Kelly's the most accomplished football coaching hire LSU's ever made. So at the time of the hire. And, They're giving him every tool he needs to win, and he's already shown you can win big. Oh, it's 8:01. I got to go. Nicholas Cantrell, Chihuahuan, Joey Metke, Samuel Smith. How concerned are Bama fans after a loss year 1 to LSU under Brian Kelly? If LSU wins this week and Bama beats Ole Miss, is LSU a lock for? Yes, LSU would clinch. So Nicholas, LSU with 1 win and an Ole Miss loss clinches. That's the math, because LSU would have the tiebreaker over Ole Miss and Alabama. What LSU can't do is lose to Arkansas and A&M. If LSU loses to Arkansas and A&M, they're out. They'd have to win one of those and have Ole Miss lose. Or LSU could win both of them and clinch. Randall Offright, Matt, what's your thoughts on Bama fans saying the game is past Saban by? Yeah, they're weird. Are you sure you didn't call it Priest? All right, I'll take it too. I really got to go. I'm sorry. I know there's a whole bunch that I haven't gotten to. Baby Pluto said, Matt, can you change the AFR Clips intro? The dubstep song is getting old. What dubstep song? What are you talking about? I don't know. All right, I got to go. Appreciate y'all as always. Have a great day. Sorry, I got to scoot here pretty quickly. We got a little late start because we did Crane and Company this morning. But anyway, we will get you an LSU Daily, AFR 3. See you. Peace.